Hey, how y'all doing, man? It's early in the morning while I'm at, but I figured I'll get up because I really couldn't sleep like that and do a couple episodes. So, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody, whatever time it is for you. Hope you're doing great. All right, so today's episode, Drake wants to be Kendrick. He wants to be Kendrick, and yeah, we're gonna talk about that and break it down. Before I get to that, I gotta get a legendary spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know the final ones that just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App, no more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. I went from 1,300 subscribers over 16,000. Yes, I am the king of the north. Let me know what kingdom you from. So yeah, we're gonna get right to this, man, because this is interesting. So let's get to it. All right, this comes courtesy of Jalopy. You know what it is. All right, so let's get it, man. Let's go.
This video about to get very surgical, so stay with me. I done seen a lot of things in my life, bro. A lot of things. But the one thing I ain't never seen was somebody get their ass whooped so bad that they want to become the person that whooped their ass. Let me say that.
Well, it's not a simple explanation for that. I'll be honest, it's really not. But I will say that you want to be Drake. Drake doesn't know what to do without being number one. He can't, and I'm telling y'all now, he cannot believe that he lost this battle. He can't believe it. He cannot believe he lost this battle. So whoever was at the top at the time over Drake, Drake wanted to be either similar to them or better than them. And this is what I see happening right now. He can't accept that he's number two. He's very ambitious when it comes to this thing here. And it's a whole theory about him being the only child. That's probably the reason why he's acting like this. But we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Again, I've never seen somebody get their ass whooped so bad that they want to become the person that whooped their ass. Can anybody point this out to me? When this is taking place? I've never seen it before. You telling me you got knocked upside your skull so crazy that you now want to become the person that knocked you upside your skull so crazy? This is clearly super PG Lang coded, considering the fact that it's coming from PG Lang. Only PG Lang has what PG Lang has. PG Lang has his own style, its own aura, etc.
I agree. PG Lane right now to me is one of those labels that's different from all the other labels. It's very interesting to see PG Lane move the way they move. And I think that Drake, he knows this. And I see Drake sees where the music industry is going. And I think that he feels as though if he can follow behind Kendrick lead mildly, he can steal some of that shine that Kendrick is displaying. And it's so crazy that we're talking about Drake like this, even though we know for years that Drake's been like this. But it's so crazy to see him try to mimic. And I said this before a while ago, that Drake admires Kendrick. He admires Kendrick to the utmost. He just doesn't say it, and he don't. When I mean by admire him, I don't mean like admire him in a good way. Like, and I know that sounds kind of weird, but he admires Kendrick because Kendrick is something that he could never be, no matter how hard he tries. You know what I'm saying? No matter how hard he tries.
So you telling me Drake's new plan of action is to become the very thing that he can't be? Oh wait, he's done that his entire career. What am I thinking? This guy has done this since he came into the game. And I'm not surprised that he's now mimicking what he's always done this, that he's now mimicking the number one rapper in the game. I'm not surprised. This is what Drake has always done. Okay, a lot of people will say it's a shot. I don't think it's a shot. I think it is, kind of, but I think overall it's Drake doing what he's always done. Mimic the thing that's about to become the hottest thing in the game, or mimic the thing that is the hottest thing in the game.
And I just said that. I agree. He's always been doing this. But I think that at this point, it's very difficult for him to get around Kendrick's appeal, anything that Kendrick got going on. And I'm telling y'all now, be prepared to see Drake do even more Kendrick-like stuff. Be prepared. I mean, everybody saying, "Oh, Drake made Kendrick who he is today." Well, guess what? Kendrick is making Drake who he is today. How about that? You know what I'm saying? How about that? How about that?
But not at the expense of it being somebody that whooped your ass, though. That's the crazy part. You can't just copy the dude that beat you up. That's crazy. What Drake don't understand is that just because you do it doesn't mean you're going to have the same effect. Just because you trying to figure out what is making Kendrick so popular and powerful in this moment, which is why you want to see his contract, does not mean that if you copy him, you will have the same impact. I don't think you understand that.
Yeah, that's the point that Kendrick was making. You can't fake influence. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you do, you can't fake influence. Like, this is clearly Drake copying Kendrick. This is clearly that. Like, I don't understand how anybody could not see this. This is clearly that. I can't wait to see how everybody takes this. I can't wait to hear people's take from like all the OVO dudes, Maul. I can't wait to see their take. I can't wait. I can't wait because I want to see if they just acknowledge just a little bit that he took some of Kendrick's influence. I can't wait. And they might try to spin it and be like, well, Kendrick took Drake's this and this is the week. Like, I want to see this. I want to see. I can't wait. I can't.
That if you copy him, you will have the same impact. I don't think you understand that. There's something that Kendrick has that you don't, no matter how much you try to mimic it. You see what I'm saying? And that's one, the ability to create and use his own mind and not leech off of other people in order to create. Therefore, and another thing, authenticity. You can't truly mimic authenticity. You can't truly mimic somebody who's authentic.
Yeah, that's another thing too that I think he don't understand. People try to replicate everything. There's a lot of and I don't want to. I'll just say there's a lot of Chinese-based companies that try to replicate phones and replicate, but once you have the real item in your hand, some people will say, some replicas are better. But in this case, you can't replicate Kendrick because he's not something you could replicate off of your style. We know who you are, and you've been who you are. If this was Lupe Fiasco, I could say okay. Or if this was even J. Cole, I could say okay. But you can't do it because you never did this your whole career. Well, you try to do it, but trying to replicate something like Kendrick is just not something you could do. I'm sorry. You can't do it. I would have had all your fans if I stayed on some conscious shit. You never been on no conscious shit. So I understand why you would even say that years ago. If you got on some conscious shit. That's what you said, I believe. But either way.
That's just, how are you supposed to mimic Kendrick Lamar when you don't have the ability? When your words don't have the same impact. Your voice can be casted to more people out in the world at the time that it was, however you want to say it. But the impact is nowhere near the same. And that's why the guys of Drake's calibers and Kanye's caliber are confused, because they're like, we've never had the impact that he's having currently. But he doesn't play by the rules of the industry the way we do. So how is he able to do it? And now we've got.
That's another fact that he's spitting facts. That's another fact. He doesn't. He don't play by the same rules that y'all play by. I said this before. He doesn't have to do anything controversial to get where he's at, or to get where he's at today. Kendrick never he never did it. He didn't have to do that. This is why they so baffled that pure talent actually got him here. I said this and I say it again. I never seen a rapper that's never been versed into pure talent like Kendrick and got himself to the top like this. Never seen nothing like it. Never seen nothing like it.
Got to the point where I couldn't beat him. I can't beat him or whatever now. So let me copy him. And I'm just here to tell you, Drake, this is not going to go how you think it is. I think you think that because you're doing this, you will be able to reach the same people or infiltrate this. It's not going to work no more. You can copy as much as you want. You can try to represent the same culture that kicked you out in your videos as much as you want. We're not dumb. We see through it. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't think this video was even worth watching. I seen a clip of it on Twitter, and it was like a 2-minute, 15-second clip. So that's plenty enough context to see what type of video it is.
Yeah, I say the same thing. I watched the whole thing. I actually did a reaction to it. But, I mean, and not nothing against Jalopy, but for me, if I'm in this space, I'm going to do what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. And people could do whatever they want to do. I'm fine with it. But if I have to recommend this video for people, I mean, if you're a Kendrick fan, you're going to get a good laugh. If you're a Drake fan, I mean, you might like it. But then again, I'm seeing a lot of Drake fans saying they don't like the video. So he put himself in a weird situation. That's all I'm going to say. He really has put himself in a weird situation.
And it's just nothing but Kendrick imitation. And what these people don't understand is all of them are playing into Kendrick's hands, because Kendrick not going to say nothing until a song come out. And now everybody want to know what he got to say. And y'all playing these games thinking you can bring Kendrick down. You only making Kendrick bigger. That's the reality. I don't understand what he was thinking when he did this, especially considering the fact that the sound of Nokia, it could have been reminiscent of some other shit. He could have tied this to the 80s, to the 90s, and really made it really encapsulate the sound of the song. But he doesn't understand these things.
What did I say? What did I say on my reaction video? He could have did that. It's artists that do that thing better than him. We know who I'm talking about. But he don't understand culture. He don't understand it because he never grew up in it. So it's just all manufactured. I said this in my last review, not exactly that, but I did say that. And this is what I'm saying. Like, he don't understand. He don't. This is why Nokia fell flat, because he's trying so hard to change the narrative and change it back to just airhead dancing around music. Like, nobody wants to hear that. Those times are over, man. The party has died. Like, for real.
The people that was in his corner are no longer in his corner, because Kendrick made him question his circle. The people that kept him tapped into culture are no longer in his corner. So he don't got people to say, don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that. He don't got that no more. So he's doing these things, thinking in the short term, not realizing that every move he's making is not only making Kendrick Lamar look stronger and look bigger, but it's ultimately crashing your own legacy in that same point. And I think at this point, I don't really know if he cares that much about his legacy. I think it's more about getting this money back that he has, getting this money so he can continue to pay off everybody he's been paying off. Okay? Now, with Kendrick Lamar, Even with the Super Bowl performance, he got some stuff in there trying to mimic the Super Bowl performance. Once again, you are not of this essence. You do not understand this essence.
I agree. I did see a couple of clips floating around where they people side by side did some things, and I agree. You're not. You're not of this essence. You're not of the culture, man. And this is what it is. This is what it is.
Just because you mimic it does not mean it's gonna work like that other shit did. The other shit you was mimicking was damn near like, come on, bro. You was mimicking styles that were manufactured recently for the last few years. Your styles that you were mimicking were manufactured. This is not manufactured. You can't mimic this. I mean, you can't have the same effect just by mimicking it. You can't. And that's the reality. What you're seeing is a desperate attempt for these people to try to pretend that or seem they're in the same position that they've been in, and that Kendrick Lamar isn't in a much more powerful position than they are in currently. You see what I'm saying? These people don't, Kanye West don't got a, like he said himself, he don't got a region to run to. He don't got a family to run to. Drake don't got a region to run to because Toronto don't rock with him. It's a whole lot that goes.
That's crazy. Now I will say this about, it's one thing that you got to understand with Trump's the underdog is mysterious. Someone being mysterious. There will always Trump's an underdog, and I think that this is what the case is. People looking at Drake as the underdog, but people also looking at Kendrick as something mysterious, and people are more curious about people being mysterious versus someone being considered the underdog. So this is why Kendrick Lamar, to me, has much more power than Drake, because people are so entrenched in what they believe he's going to say next. I think that that's the case. And I just don't see Drake. I mean, I see No Kid doing a little bit of numbers, but once Kendrick drops something, it's gonna smoke this easily. Trust me when I tell you, easily smoke this, easily.
Into what your reputation is being built on as you're coming up. And Kendrick Lamar stayed true. He got his foundation on the West, etc. These dudes don't got no foundation besides having money and attaching themselves to powerful people. That's it. And you're going to see more desperate attempts coming up. It's looking shaky. That's all I'm saying. It's looking shaky. That's all I'm saying. It's looking shaky. What are we talking about here? All right? Now, that's all I wanted to talk about. Don't go watch the video. It's not worth it. Save yourself some time, bruh. It's a weak attempt of copying PG Lang, Kendrick Lamar, and Dave Free. Terrible attempt. Okay? But
yeah. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Jalopy. You know what it is? Yeah, I agree with what he's saying. It definitely was. I watched the video 3 times just to get the feel. It's a lot of things that I seen in it. I actually have a video coming up. Was actually a full breakdown of all the things that he did in the video that mimicked Kendrick. But yeah, I had to pop in this afternoon, or this evening, where time you at, just so you can, so I can give y'all my take on this. But I definitely think that Drake wants to be Kendrick, or Drake's like, I am Kendrick. So you know what it is. All right, man. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. You have yourself a good one. See y'all. Peace. Bye.